Hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Welsh. I'm the host of the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. We're going to look at what's going to happen on August 15th. As of this broadcast, that would be tomorrow. In Stone Mountain, Georgia, there's going to be a rally of, we're not sure who yet. Let me explain. There was a Defend Stone Mountain rally called for from white supremacists, neo-Nazis, 3%ers, multiple militia groups. A permit was sought for this event and was denied. According to online rumors, some are still going to show up. Who? We don't know for sure. We do know who's not going to show up. The NFAC, which I talk about on this program, they have declared they will not be there. Many thought this might be an attempt to bait them, if you would, to come. And since they've announced they're not going to be there, it will be interesting to see who shows up, because counter-protesters have said they will be there. I started doing a little searching online to find out about militias. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, in 2015, there were 276 militias. In 2016, 165 armed groups within the United States, all for varying purposes. There are four groups that are national that do not include the NFAC. The four groups that are national, the NFAC, they're not going to be there. The 3%ers, the Oath Keepers, and the Constitutional Sheriffs. A little about each one of those. I'm doing this so you don't have to. The Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association is a political organization of local police officials in the United States who believe in an interpretation of the United States Constitution wherein federal and state government authorities are subordinate to local government. In this regard, the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association is an outgrowth of a patriot movement that has some ideological similarities with the sovereign citizen movement, although they are by no means identical. The Southern Poverty Law Center states that the real root of the country is county supremacy. It's a county supremacy movement. It also has some ties to Posse Comitatus, another militia organization that is racist and anti-Semitic and was very prominent in the 70s and the 80s. The second group mentioned after the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers was the Oath Keepers. Oath Keepers is an anti-government American far-right organization associated with the militia movement. The group describes itself as a nonpartisan association of current and former military, police, and first responders who pledge to fulfill the oath that all military and police take in order to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The 3%ers. 3%ers, also styled 3%ers or the number 3 with the percent sign, is an American far-right militia movement and paramilitary group. The group advocates gun ownership rights and resistance to the U.S. federal government's involvement in local affairs. The group's name derives from the disputed claim that only 3% of American colonists took up arms against the Kingdom of Great Britain during the American Revolution, for those that wanted to know where that name came from. Southern Poverty Law Center categorizes the 3%ers as an anti-government group. The group is American-based but has a presence in Canada, and some Canadians experts consider the group the most dangerous extremist group in Canada. it will be interesting to see who shows up. And it'll be interesting to see law enforcement's reaction to whoever shows up based upon the fact that the permit was denied. We will watch and see who's at Stone Mountain tomorrow. If the past holds true, the militias, the 3%ers, the white supremacists tend to be big talkers online, but don't show up in force or in mass when events are called for. The exception might be the July 4th rally in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. But a lot of those people were bikers. And while there are some bikers as a whole aren't necessarily racist, however, if you threaten to burn the flag down, they're going to show up and say, not on my watch. So, plus they're also in Sturgis. It'll be interesting to see who really shows up. Some of the militias might have some racist ties, but it appears that all of them are basically anti-federal government. If there is no racism in these organizations, and you put those three with the NFAC, that would be a huge military force anti-government. Something I don't think anyone would wish to see, but at the same time, our government's not listening to the people. If the 3%ers, if the constitutional sheriffs, if the oath keepers are truly about the Constitution, they're going to meet a bunch of counter-protesters with signs, and there's not going to be any need for them to have a massive show of weaponry. If they're there for something else, if they're there to bait the black community, well, the militia that represents the black community, as we know, is not going to fall for it. My question is, the rally's called Defend Stone Mountain. Defend it against who? And I'm being legitimate. Defending it against who? If you're really about the Constitution, there are a lot more things that are being violated than trying to protect a rock carving against somebody that's never even threatened to attack it. Who are you protecting it from? Just a question. Until next time, I'm Barry Welsh. This is the American Doofus Show. Please subscribe to the channel and copy and share this link to this post in all your social media platforms. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll be watching Stone Mountain tomorrow, and we'll let you know what happened.